biggest thing that was different about this debate is you saw a lot of the candidates really dialing back their attacks on Donald Trump. There was none of the personal vitriol that we saw in the last debate, that we saw from Senator Rubio on the campaign trail. When they did go after Trump, they focused on policy.
I know that a lot of people find appeal in the things Donald says because he says what people wish they could say. The problem is presidents can't just say anything they want. It has consequences here and around the world.
He definitely was playing nice. I think that Donald Trump sees where he is right now in this race. He has a delegate lead. He's going into two big winner-take-all states, and he's got his eye on the general election. And this is a classic pivot that presidential candidates make when they have the nomination within their sights. They look at the general, they look at an electorate that in November will be more moderate, a little more centrist, and they start to make an appeal to them. And Donald Trump is smart. He knows where this race stands right now, and he knows that in some ways he can try to start putting his primary rivals behind him and focus on Hillary Clinton and the general election audience.
I would say this: we're all in this together. We're going to come up with solutions. We're going to find the answers to things. And so far, I cannot believe how civil it's been up here.
This has been the big conundrum for a lot of his rivals, that they point out these gaps, this lack of substance, and yet it doesn't matter. People seem to be more interested in his tone and in his attitude toward Washington than actually the substance of his policies. So it's hard to see how pointing out the gaps in this debate, which is more than a dozen debates that we've had so far, and after 24 voting contests, it's hard to see how that will make a difference now when it hasn't previously.
Donald is right, for example. He was just talking about international trade. He's right about the problems, but his solutions don't work. So, for example, his solution on international trade, he proposed earlier a 45% tariff on foreign goods. Now, he backed away from that immediately, and he may come back with a different number tonight. I don't know where he'll be tonight.
Ted Cruz has had a good night. He is strong in debates, and he really made a case for himself as the best alternative to Donald Trump. If there's a candidate who can stop Trump from being the nominee, Cruz says that he's the man who can do it. He's eager to get into a one-on-one race with Donald Trump, but he needs to get through Florida and Ohio. Those are really it's the big moment for this campaign.